We lack the definition of ego and divine being, and that's why we don't see them. Any life attachment will be a place where you will be attacked. There is no need to get upset. You are unquestioningly and necessarily detached. No one escapes because he wants us near him, which is detached. You're healthy and have everything you want only if you're detached. Please don't give all your attention to the world. It will take your life. It eats of you by pleasures. When you don't provide, the world takes from your life through satisfaction and savors. Your appreciation, when you give thanks, have consideration and gratitude. These are God's happiness, joy, and presence. Well-being, comforts, and stability of your soul take your life and kill you very simply because they drain you of subtle energy. We lack the definition of ego and divine being, so we do not see them. Observe how you behave. If you have malice, accusation, or condemnation, know that what you say is not valid. Then, take the inverse of what you say and bring arguments to the inverse until you feel inner happiness and your motives are very clear. Everything we value in this world, we will lose. Understand. Everything you want more, you will not have. It will be given to others but not to you. Everything you want will disappoint you because wanting more wastes vital energy. You go for more wealth, but you lose a life. It's stupid. There's no need to want something more in the world. Everything beyond necessity will be taken from you anyway. Do you understand? Everything will go away from you. After a while, nothing will be left after you're gone. And then, what's the use of hoarding riches on earth? To be comfortable without the world, only in the Lord. If you want the world, you will necessarily suffer, and sorrow will take hold of you irremediably. And why? Because the source of life's energy is not there with the world, it is with God. It is in the opposite direction, in less, not much. Happiness is to continually detach yourself from all that you would like, desire, or want. Always not wanting more is happiness. Don't think, don't cherish, don't worry, don't seek, don't want anything more for yourself. No self is bliss. Be complete without you, without intention, without initiative, without action. That is to sit in love, in the divine, in the state of zero. When you are not pulling and pushing. The state of ultimate bliss is the room that can fulfill your every desire. I do not wish there is an I there, and an adversary will appear. You bring him yourself, and he will make you not have what you desire. There is no need to want the world's happiness, for they relate to the self and will raise enemies who will stop you from having them. When you want a sense of gratification, it is like wanting to suffer more because you are not the body. You are the one who doesn't need fleeting satisfaction and joy. So when you don't want the world, you are in the divine immediately. You are the one who wants nothing for yourself. Do not relate to self-interest, and you will know the gods. Don't live only thinking of the human, of enjoying with the senses, that you lose vital energy. Life only takes from you. It gives nothing to your soul. To be happy is not to desire or think about the world. It means always keeping your mind and heart on God. Don't think about the world, the human, your problems. Then the Lord comes immediately to you. When you lose your ego, there is only the Lord. You disappear. Then you no longer act, but through you, things are done. You are nowhere. He alone is. Don't desire anything more. Don't think of sensory bliss. When you think of anything in the world, you stop fulfillment, for the ego and the enemy appear. You move reality as you want or want nothing. When you want nothing from life, then you want the Lord, and you will have everything, and He will help you with everything. It's straightforward. When you want nothing, you get everything you want without wanting it. You stay at zero. So you are only happy when you don't want happiness and don't want your good more. Then you get all the good in the world, as much as you need, no more, because he doesn't want to kill you. But you will lose your self-identity. Happiness is to allow, to release. When you lose the mundane, the human is the greatest possible happiness, not when you gain something from them. It's the other way around. You rejoice in the lack of humans because you don't lose vital energy. You enjoy the lack of pleasures because they don't take from your life. The book of Genesis says, "Desire not the world, desire not the human." The tree of desire is not the tree of life. The tree of life is to desire nothing more of this world. But who wants it? Desire means that you put the world, your bodily senses, and your pleasures above their lack, which is God. He is inattentive to the world, lacks desire, and lacks self-will. It is leaving the world alone, not desiring more than He gives you, not wanting something more for yourself than God gives you. So the Lord gives you all you need, and you don't need more to lose, be taken from you, or depart from you. Desire is self. The self desires, and the sublime being wants nothing because it already has everything and all that you need, which the Lord has promised to give you to live. Surrender to His will. That is total wisdom. And what is more, is pain. So, desire only wants pain. When you want anything in this world more, you want to suffer more, and you will lose. Everything beyond necessity will be taken away from you. But when you don't want more, He gives it all to you without asking. That doesn't mean you won't rejoice, only that you won't want the world so much. You won't want it anymore. You have to get into the divine proportion, and everything will be all right. 97% soul, energy, and only 3% body, matter. You will be indifferent whether you have something or not, whether you receive something or not, whether something comes or goes for you. Nothing in this world will affect you. Nothing will chain you. Do you understand? And when you no longer belong to this world, you can have everything. But I don't know if you'll want anything. When you reach this state of total detachment, the Lord will be with you and give you everything you need. Just don't want the world. You'll have all you want on it without trying. Look, you are sitting in pain and sorrow because you don't have what you want. Only the ego is upset, and the divine being is unaffected by anything. Sorrow only shows that you are not in truth, and that you have to quickly let go of what is eating you, and that is not true. You never need anything more in this world. He gives you everything. Why worry? When you want something, and you don't get it, and it hurts, it's not true what you want. He knows what you need anyway. You stay in total permissiveness and unwillingness without wanting anything. As desire has arisen, the adversary has arisen, the life that will oppose you. Just don't desire, that's happiness. It is the absence of self. Don't always make the pleasures of the senses that are not a joy because it doesn't last. And that's why you're always running outside, to make them continue. That is suffering, torment, and pain. You miss it and want more. The pain comes from relating to a self that doesn't even exist. It shows that you are not in truth. Sorrow and dissatisfaction show that you are not on the divine path. You are in falsehood and not in truth, which means tranquility. When you are not at peace, you are not in truth. You start fretting, get hooked on the future, and get a self. You come out of the divine, out of peace. Your desire and will are a pain, because the self has no reality. The self is opposed to the divine. When you pursue your interests more, you oppose God. When you want something from the world, you want to suffer. It's a closed circuit. The ego feeds on pain, and you feed it with attention and energy when you do everything for it. When you don't want the world, you want the Lord, and then life will come to you. Why? By surrendering yourself, you create a space where the miracle can come. You have not to want it. This is happiness, when you don't want anything from anybody. That's how you are happiest. Only then do you want the Lord, and every desire is fulfilled without asking because He is present when the ego is gone. Isn't it beautiful? Don't dwell, don't make plans for the future, or make goals to reach nothing. Stay without you, and you will succeed in everything. That absence of thought of the world is the presence of God. And now you look at yourself and see how you stand. Do you have desires? Do you want something? Are you laboring yourself with thoughts of what to do and how to get there? Are you making plans and goals for the better? Then God is not with you because there is me there. All this fretting comes from the horned one. Leave it all, and you will have it all. When you're sad, you don't have and need more. There's no divine presence there. You need it for your body but not for your soul. When you are upset, it is not the soul that is upset but the ego. But that's not you. Please ignore it. When you are thinking about the world, how to do, how to have, you are in ego and torment. It is entering into a darkness. You are in the divine when you are not thinking of the mind. When you don't want pleasure, you are in the divine and truth. When you don't want to have more for yourself but only for others, you are in the divine, in heaven already. Heaven belongs to everyone. When you restrict yourself in everything and do not want the satisfaction of the senses, you are in the divine, with Him, down below, where the waters gather. When you don't want the world, you want only Him. When you are restless and suffering, you are not in the truth. When you desire something for the senses, you oppose the soul, and then life opposes you. When you want something for yourself, you will not get it. You will get everything you want without asking as a gift when you don't want anything. And then, if you don't have enough divine energy, that is, if you have not given enough, you cannot ask for anything because it doesn't provide. For it to provide you with, you must first give a lot, empty yourself of self, and not ask to make room for the miracle to come. Human virtue and self-righteousness arise when the great Tao descends into people's souls. When knowledge and intelligence arise, the great hypocrisy arises. When the 6 family relations are not harmonious, piety and compassion arise. When the country is in chaos, loyal officials arise. To have space within, to be empty of self. That is to say, do not interfere, do not want to lead, and always leave yourself in His hands. What's so hard? God gives you the miracle you've gotten by giving. And health you cannot have or joys, if you do not give up your claims, that out of what you give, you receive. The ego, the desire for better for yourself, is the formidable obstacle that prevents you from knowing God. When you criticize, you can't love. But you gather unlove. And what do? You strengthen your ego, and you want to die sooner. When you strengthen your ego and self-righteousness, you start killing energetically, destroying the other person's fields. You should want everything for others, not for yourself. When you want to fight and defend yourself, let go of yourself. Ego wants to fight, but you are not that. If you fight, everything will go wrong. What use? If you don't give, you don't get. You sacrifice more, empty yourself of self, and then there is room for wonder, the divine energy from which everything is made. This is what we lack, the continuous self-denial that brings the miracle into our lives and from which everything is made, people, life situations. If you don't have divine energy, you cannot have joy. That's why self-sacrifice and surrender heal you and give you all that you want, that it empties you of self and brings God into your life. That's the secret. Don't think about how it was or how it will be. There is no need because where there is a self, that is, a self-interest for more and better, there will be opposition from life. And why would you always want to suffer? When you seek self-interest, you want to suffer more. It isn't smart to desire the world because nothing lasts. When pain or sadness comes, what you tell yourself is not true. You are wrong, and you are defending an ego, a devil that keeps you in pain, because it feeds on pain. When you have grievances or get upset, you are an ego, and it is not true what you tell yourself. You are the one who has no grievances, and you are always at peace. When a bad thought arises, it is not you. You immediately tell yourself and reject it. When you tell yourself, "Look what that one did to me," it's not true. It made it to the ego to get it down. And that's good. Not you, who only loves. And when you always say that to every upset, you relax, and if every time you give the ego a counter-argument that reassures you, then it will stop coming. The disgruntled or spiteful, accusing thought comes from the dark one. Disregard it and state that it is not true and why. People, when they desire, do not receive and stay in that torment. They live a life of pain. And how do you fulfill your desires? By not wishing. She sees you wanting, but you quickly let go and don't think about her. She's always looking at you. She knows everything you do, looks into your soul, and knows what's there. When you desire, the realization of desire moves away. That desire is me and raises opposition from life automatically. So you do things, think anything, but not for yourself, that you will suffer. You let God decide because He knows what you need, and when you let Him, He will give you whatever you want. Just don't will it your way. You back out. So you stop thinking, and you stop willing, and then He will help you with everything. When you withdraw, the Lord comes, and He will for you all that is best for Himself. That is all the good in the world. Here, in this place, the miracle happens. When you shrink, He moves forward. But if you make dreams and desires for the future and bind yourself to life, you will be forcibly pulled apart, and everything will resist you. The more you desire, the more self there, and life will oppose you. And you won't get anything you want. Why is that? Because if you want the world and not God, you get nothing. But you get everything you want if you want nothing of this world. You seek happiness where there is none. Happiness is not of the senses. The world doesn't give you energy for the soul. It gives you nothing for the soul. You need nothing more for your good because He gives you everything. All you need, no more. You seek in vain and wait in vain. Nothing in this world will ever fully satisfy you. Happiness is not in it but in you, your true nature. True happiness comes when you shrink matter, detach. When you shrink, the sky opens like a zipper. Everything will pass. You can't keep the happiness of the parts continuous because nothing lasts. Your body and its senses belong to the world of parts. You labor in vain. Realize that you are on the wrong path. Prove to me that God exists. When questions and ego disappear, He alone is everywhere. When there are no questions, you are one with Him. He is total stillness. You cannot look at Him from the outside, only be one with Him, but then you have no self and no questions, and He just is. He is the cause of all that exists, so He does not ask Himself anything about what is first. That question is asked only by the question that has been created,